Hey, Cowboys Nation! Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys news today. We've got some seriously exciting rumors swirling around America's team, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. The offseason is in full swing, and the Dallas Cowboys are already making headlines with some massive potential moves. We're talking about a superstar wide receiver who could be joining the Cowboys, a dynamic running back who could completely change the offense, and even a potential reunion with a fan favorite who's been away for a year. Yup, I'm talking about T. Higgins of the Cincinnati Bengals, Raheem Mostert of the Miami Dolphins, and a possible return of Amari Cooper. That's right, you heard it correctly. Could Cooper be coming back to Dallas? Could the Cowboys' receiving core get even more dangerous with Higgins? And does adding Mostert give the Cowboys the explosive edge they've been missing? We're going to break it all down in this video, so don't go anywhere. Let's start with the first rumor that has Cowboys fans buzzing: the possibility of T. Higgins, the dynamic wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals, coming to Dallas. Now you might be asking, why would the Cowboys need another wide receiver? After all, CeeDee Lamb is already an elite target for Dak Prescott. But here's the thing: adding a guy like T. Higgins could make this offense downright scary. Let me give you some background on Higgins. T. Higgins has had an incredible career with the Bengals so far. He's been one of the top young receivers in the NFL and a major part of the Bengals' success over the last couple of years, including their run to the Super Bowl. Over the past couple of seasons, Higgins has caught over 1,000 yards in each year, not to mention 7 or 8 touchdowns per season. And let's not forget that he's 6'4", a perfect size to be that big play threat. Imagine him lined up across from CeeDee Lamb, who's known for his route running and reliability as a top target. The pairing of Lamb and Higgins could create one of the most dangerous wide receiver duos in the entire league. Now, why is ESPN linking Higgins to Dallas? Well, reports are swirling that the Cowboys are eyeing a big move at wide receiver this offseason, and Higgins fits the bill perfectly. It's no secret that the Cowboys' offense has been a little too reliant on Lamb. Adding another elite target would give Dak Prescott more weapons to work with, and more importantly, take the pressure off Lamb to always be the one to make plays. With Higgins in the mix, defenses would have to account for 2 dynamic wide receivers, which opens up space for the rest of the offense. Can you imagine the Dallas Cowboys offense with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and T. Higgins all on the field together? It could be a match made in heaven, and would give the Cowboys one of the most dangerous aerial attacks in the NFL. But is it realistic? Would the Bengals be willing to trade Higgins, or would the Cowboys have to break the bank to get him? That's something we'll explore in a bit. Next up, let's talk about another major name that's been linked to the Cowboys: Raheem Mostert. The speedster from the Miami Dolphins could be just what the Cowboys need in their backfield. Now, Mostert is known for his breakaway speed. He's one of the fastest running backs in the NFL, and his ability to turn a simple run into a 50-yard touchdown at any given moment. But what makes Mostert so appealing to Dallas is his playmaking ability and versatility. The Cowboys' running back situation has been in flux lately. Ezekiel Elliott's future with the team has been uncertain, especially with his decline in production over the past couple of seasons. Meanwhile, Tony Pollard has emerged as the Cowboys' primary back, but the team still needs depth behind him to keep things fresh. That's where Mostert comes in. He's a change of pace back who can provide that burst of speed the Cowboys' offense is missing, especially in the open field. Adding a guy like Mostert could give the Cowboys a dynamic duo at running back, with Pollard handling most of the workload and Mostert coming in to add a different dimension to the offense. But of course, the question here is Raheem Mostert a good fit for the Cowboys? The answer might just be yes. The Cowboys have traditionally been a run-first team, but lately, they've been evolving more into a pass-heavy offense under Dak Prescott. Mostert could provide the perfect balance, offering that explosive option when needed but also being a reliable change of pace back that keeps defenses on their toes. Plus, he's a veteran player who knows how to play in big games, so he brings some much-needed experience to the Cowboys' backfield. Now, one of the concerns about Mostert is his injury history. He's had some injury problems in the past, including a knee injury that kept him out for much of the 2021 season. But if the Cowboys can bring him in on a short-term deal, he could be a low-risk, high-reward addition. Mostert could provide depth and explosiveness to the running back room, and he might just be the change the Cowboys need to take their offense to the next level. Now, this next rumor is one that has Cowboys fans divided: the possibility of a reunion with none other than Amari Cooper. It's been a year since Cooper was traded to the Cleveland Browns, but recent rumors suggest that the Cowboys might be interested in bringing him back to Dallas. After all, the Cowboys have a bit of a hole at wide receiver, especially if they can't bring in someone like Higgins. Could Cooper fill that void? Cooper was a big part of the Cowboys' offense for several seasons, and during his time in Dallas, he was one of Dak Prescott's most reliable targets. In fact, Cooper's ability to create separation and make big plays downfield was one of the reasons Dak's numbers were so good. But of course, we all know that Cooper was traded last offseason to the Browns as the Cowboys chose to go in a different direction financially. The move raised some eyebrows at the time, but now, a year later, could there be an opportunity for the Cowboys to bring him back? Cooper has shown that he can still be an elite wide receiver in this league. He had over 1,100 yards in his first season with the Browns, and while his numbers weren't quite as eye-popping as they were in Dallas, he still proved he has plenty left in the tank. So, what could a reunion look like for the Cowboys? Well, it would certainly add some much-needed experience and reliability to the wide receiver room. With CeeDee Lamb as the 1, Cooper would slot in nicely as the 2 guy, providing Dak Prescott with a security blanket in the passing game. However, the big question is, would Cooper even want to come back to Dallas? And would the Cowboys be able to afford him under the cap? That's a whole other discussion. But if both sides could make it work, it could be a great move to solidify the Cowboys' receiving core. So, there you have it, 3 big free agency rumors that could completely change the course of the Cowboys' offseason. Whether it's Higgins potentially coming to Dallas to form an elite receiving duo with CeeDee Lamb, Raheem Mostert adding some much-needed speed and depth to the backfield, or the possibility of Amari Cooper making a return to the Cowboys, there are a lot of exciting possibilities for the future of this team. Of course, we won't know for sure what the Cowboys decide to do until free agency kicks off, but one thing is for certain: the Cowboys are looking to make some big moves, and they're not sitting idly by this offseason. So, what do you think? Do you want to see Higgins in Dallas? Should the Cowboys bring back Amari Cooper? And is Raheem Mostert the right guy to add to the backfield? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss any of the latest Cowboys news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.